Welcome to Ben and Jen's podcast. Here on the Deep Dive, our vision really is to cut through all the noise. We look at source material, could be customer feedback, research, product descriptions like today, and we unpack it. We share insights, try to figure out what's really being said, all to help you make, well, truly informed decisions. And today we're doing exactly that. We're dissecting a single product listing.
Yeah, it's so easy to just, glance at these things. Product descriptions, I mean. You take them at face value. But if you actually stop and look closely, it can be a goldmine. You see how companies position stuff, what they think is important, and really what they think you care about most as a buyer. It's like reading between the lines.
Definitely. And today's item, it seems simple on the surface, or maybe a fidget toy. But the marketing behind it, it's surprisingly layered. We're talking about the Fidget Spinner Toys Cube Adults. Quite a name. We're going to pull apart the Amazon page for this thing, look at the features, the benefits they're promising, and how it's positioned. Oh, and you can find a link to this specific product in the pinned comment and the description if you want to follow along.
It's always fascinating to see how an everyday object, something seemingly straightforward, can be given so many layers of meaning, purpose, appeal, all through how the description is written.
Okay, so let's start right there. That name, it's a lot. Fidget Spinner Toys Cube Adults, Easter Basket Stuffos for Teens, Metal EDC, Cool Desk Gadgets, Office Toys, Small Anxiety Fidget Sensory Toys, ADHD Tool Fingers, Fidget Stress Valentine Gift for Boys.
Woo!
Okay, so right away it's targeting adults and teens.
Yeah.
That seems pretty broad, doesn't it? What's your first take on that?
Well, it's definitely broad, but I'd say it's intentionally broad. It's strategic. By calling out adults and teens specifically, and then immediately adding labels like ADHD tool or anxiety fidget sensory toy, they're plugging right into that whole wellness market. It's a big trend. So this isn't just positioned as a toy. It's framed as like a functional aid. It shows how marketers are using mental well-being language to make products appeal beyond just, fun or distraction.
Right, more than just amusement. And it seems to be working, at least in its own little corner. The listing says 100 plus bought in past month. And the sales rank is interesting. It's hashtag 15 in fidget blocks, but way down at hashtag 1,935 in toys and games overall. That's a huge gap.
That gap is super revealing, actually. It tells you a lot about niche marketing. Being number 15 in fidget blocks, that's pretty good for a specific category. But being much lower in the massive toys and games category, it shows success isn't always about being number one everywhere. It's about knowing your audience. They're clearly targeting that specific fidget block user group really effectively. They're not trying to beat every toy. They're winning where they want to win.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving on from who it's for, let's talk about what it actually is. The build quality. The page makes some specific claims here. What jumps out at you about the materials and construction?
Well, the first thing they highlight is high-quality aluminum alloy. And they immediately follow that up by saying it makes it more durable and heavier. That's a direct signal of quality, right?
Yeah.
Trying to justify maybe a slightly higher price than, say, a plastic version. And that EDC, everyday carry in the title, that ties right in. If you're meant to carry something every day, it needs to be tough, built to last. That's the implication.
And it sounds like they're focusing on the feel and look, too. It mentions a smooth surface, noiseless spinning, which seems important, no oil needed, and beautiful colors.
Yeah.
For something you fidget with, how critical are those sensory details? What does that tell us?
Oh, they're absolutely critical, especially for a product aimed partly at adults. A smooth surface means it feels good in the hand. That's key for tactile feedback. And noiseless spinning. That's huge. Think about it. Using a noisy fidget toy in an office or a quiet classroom, it completely defeats the purpose of being discreet. So emphasizing quiet operation means it's designed for those environments, for someone who wants to fidget without, announcing it.
Right. Seamless integration. That makes sense. So that smooth surface, the quiet spin. How do they actually achieve that? The description throws out some tech terms. Dr. Bader Cube adopts stainless steel bearing, SLA technology, and laser industrial forming technology. Sounds fancy. Can you decode that a bit?
Yeah, those aren't just like random buzzwords. SLA technology, that's stereolithography. It's a type of 3D printing, but it's known for being very, very precise. It creates really smooth surfaces and tight fits between parts. Then you add laser industrial forming, probably means laser cutting or shaping, ensuring everything lines up perfectly. Less friction. That directly leads to the noiseless spinning and the smooth surface they're claiming. Also balance, too. And stainless steel bearings are just, well, known for being smooth and lasting a long time. So it suggests a higher level of engineering than your average cheap toy. It signals quality construction.
And even with all that metal and tech, it's still tiny. Dimensions are just 1.2 by 1.2 by 1.2 inches. And the weight, 3.6 ounce and 95 grams, that's definitely pocket size.
Exactly. And that's crucial. The portability is a major part of the appeal, designed to be easy to carry, easy to have on you when you need it.
Okay, so let's shift to using it, the functional experience. They claim a 3-minute average spins without loud noise. That specific time. Does that stand out?
It does, yeah. 3 minutes is quite specific. A lot of fidget toys don't give you a number like that. It suggests they're confident in the engineering, like we just talked about, the balance, the bearing quality. It implies it's not just a quick flick, but something that offers a more sustained, maybe satisfying spin. And again, that without loud noise, part hammered home. Crucial for use in shared spaces.
And using it sounds dead simple. Hold both ends of the spinner shaft with one hand and quickly wrap the body of the fidget cube with the other hand to make it rotate infinitely. No complex manual needed.
Precisely. Simple operation is key. And it links back to that portability point. The description says it can be easily placed in your pocket and carried with you to meet your fidgety hands at any time. So it's always ready, no fuss, no learning curve. Just pick it up and use it when you feel the need.
Okay, we've covered the mechanics, the feel, the build, but let's dig a bit deeper. Beyond just being a cool little gadget, what's the bigger why here? What purpose is it supposed to serve? The listing says it's pitched to effectively help focus attention and reduce anxiety. That's a big claim.
It is a big claim, and it's central to the positioning. It's framed as a wellness tool. They explicitly say it's for relieving stress, killing time, when bored. Okay, that's more typical. But also for supporting people with ADHD and anxiety. So it taps into this whole movement of using physical objects, sensory tools, for mental well-being. It elevates it from just fidgeting to something potentially therapeutic, addressing real needs for focus and calm.
And there's that other angle too, the aesthetic one. They call it a desktop ornament because it's exquisite in appearance and ornamental. So it looks nice sitting there even when you're not using it.
Yeah, that's smart. It adds value beyond just the function. It speaks to personal style, making your workspace look good. And if you look deeper into the listing, there's that from the brand section. It mentions Dr. Creeder was founded by 3 fidgeters in 2021. That's interesting context. They say they're committed to exploring and creating more and more interesting sensory fidget toys. And their belief that these toys can help people relieve stress, reduce anxiety, and stimulate their imagination. Adding that founder story, it lends a bit of authenticity, makes it feel less like a generic product and more like something made by people who actually get it, builds trust.
Building on that idea of connection or thoughtfulness, they really hammer the gifting angle. It's called an ideal and considerate gift for children, adults, and other people with high stress. And then they just list everything. Birthday, Valentine, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, stocking stuffer, and classroom prizes. Why be so exhaustive?
Well, listing all those occasions, it's a very direct way to overcome purchase hesitation. It basically answers the questions, who could I give this to, and when would I give it? Right there for you. Takes the mental load off the buyer. Instead of you wondering if it's appropriate for, say, Easter, they just tell you it is. Makes it seem like a super easy, safe, thoughtful gift choice for almost any situation. Removes friction.
Right, take the guesswork out. But alongside all that gifting talk, there's crucial safety info. It clearly states, warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years. And then, manufacturer recommended age, 3 years and up. That seems vital to include.
Absolutely vital, especially when you're mentioning children as potential gift recipients and listing things like stocking stuffers. Even though it targets adults and teens heavily, that prominent choking hazard warning is non-negotiable. It makes sure buyers understand the age limits. It's a reminder, always check the fine print, particularly with anything small. Safety first.
Okay, just quickly touching on the actual buying process now. Logistics seems standard. Ships from Amazon, sold by Dr. Bader store. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. But one detail they highlight is the free returns policy. They specifically mention easy, convenient returns with at least one free return option. No shipping charges. That's a big confidence booster for online shopping, isn't it? Reduces the risk for the buyer. If you know you can send it back easily and for free if it's not right, you're probably more likely to click buy.
Good point. And they also mentioned the secure transaction piece, assuring buyers about payment encryption, not sharing card details, not selling info. Standard stuff, but important for trust.
Exactly. It's standard practice for reputable online sellers, but explicitly stating it just reinforces that feeling of security. It rounds out the picture, good product details, easy returns, secure payment, makes the whole purchase seem smooth and safe.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Bringing your deep dive into this fidget spinner cube full circle, we've really seen how a product that seems simple, well, isn't necessarily simple in its marketing. It's presented as premium, that aluminum alloy, the tech inside for quiet spins, durable, an EDC item. It's also an aesthetic object, a desktop ornament. But maybe most significantly, it's positioned as a tool for well-being, helping with stress, anxiety, focus for adults, teens. The marketing hits niche appeal hard, leans into gifting for basically any occasion, and crucially, includes the safety warnings.
It really does cover a lot of bases. And it leaves us with a thought, maybe for you, the listener, to consider. How good are we, generally, as consumers, at spotting this blend? The mix of looks, practical use, and these targeted wellness benefits in everyday things. And what does it say about us, maybe, that a simple gadget like this is marketed and presumably bought as a tool to help us cope with stress and find focus in our pretty hectic lives?
That's a great question to ponder, a perfect thought to leave things on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive, for taking the time to think about the layers behind product design and marketing, how even small items aim to fit into our lives. You've been listening to Ben and Jen's podcasts, where we help you make informed decisions, one product review at a time. We'll catch you next time.